Head over to BoardGamePrices.com to find the best price and availability for thousands of games. Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today it's all about the scents. Whether you're smelling a flower that just smells so beautiful, or whether you're smelling perfume or any type of scent, it brings you to a different place. Today, we're going to be talking about scents, but in the gaming world. Today we're talking about adventure scents. These are different types of scents. There's 60 of them available that add ambience to your gaming session thematically. So let me show you some of these, and then I'll talk about some of them individually on the other side. So here is what one of the jars of the adventure scents looks like. Comes with a sticker. It's kind of hard to see from where you're at, but this is the Mountain Woodlands. You can see it a little bit like this, Mountain Woodlands like that. And from Adventure Scents, they always have a sticker. And then simply, when you're ready to use it, you simply just unscrew the lid and you just put it there. Now you can see that there's sort of like these little beads in there. This is what gives the aroma. And you basically just open this up, you put it in the middle of the table of wherever you're playing, it's gonna give you that smell. Now this one, wow, really does. As soon as you open it up, I mean, I am probably 3 feet from this, where my nose is from here, and already I can smell, and it does. This one actually smells a little bit almost like a Christmas tree-ish, but like woodsy. Like it does actually smell like woods. This is actually one of my favorite ones that I have here. Instantly you start to smell those things. So that's how these work. So now let's take a look at, some of the other ones and talk about some of the scents that are here. So here are 5 more of those jars that you can see, and I opened them up and put the lids next to them like this, just so you can see the different sort of styles and looks of some of these different beads. And I'll just comment on some of these scents themselves. So this one here is the Werewolves Den, and this one is the Horse Stables. Now both of those have some, similarities. They actually do sort of smell a little bit like an animal, but they are different. It's hard to sort of tell you what they exactly smell like, because this is sort of a different thing there. But definitely unique and smells like a stable, and this has a hint of what that is, but definitely smells different. Whenever I'm playing any of the werewolf games, this is a great one to have. Over here, the Sandy Beach. This one actually smells a little bit more like an ocean or an ocean breeze. Not as much palm tree or coconutty, which I thought it might smell like, but the blue kind of tells you it is going to smell a little bit more like an ocean, and it does like that. This one is the Magic Shop. This one reminds me of like when I was a kid, I used to walk into some of those little incense shops, and it has sort of that smell to it that definitely could smell like a magic shop. This one is the City Streets, and this one actually smells sort of like tar a little bit. So like if you're playing a racing game or something where you're going down streets, this is an interesting one. They're all definitely unique and different for sure. Now there are currently 60 scents available to get here with the adventure scents. And so up on the screen here, I'm just going to be placing some images that have all the different scents that are available. Feel free to just sort of pause and read them, as I'm just going to pause here for a few seconds, but feel free to sort of, when you see a new screen, just pause and read them and then push play again. Now, in addition to the jars, there's also sort of a locket you can get that you can wear. And so you can wear it just around your neck like normal. You can just hold it in your hand to give you some more ambience while you're out at conventions and things like that. Now, in order to have, these scents in the lockets, they actually bring these different packs. And so for those packs, it's basically the same scents of the ones that you can get for the jars, but they're in just smaller packs. They're a little bit less expensive. And on the one side, they have the beads themselves you can see. And then these are the scents here. A couple more scents I just want to kind of talk about. This swamp here, it really did sort of smell like moss. It was very interesting. Fairgrounds was one of my favorite. It actually smelled like popcorn and candy. Really cool. Any type of carnival type game, things like that. The Welcoming Inn, it was really interesting. It smelled like as if you really did walk into an inn. It smelled like food and pasta. It's really hard to explain, but I really enjoyed this one. And the Enchanted Forest sort of smelled like a mix between the Mountain Woodlands that I showed you earlier and the Magic Shop. So there's just some comments on how some of these smell. You can check them out at adventurescents.com. All right, well, there you have some of the adventure scents. Now, these scents, you can find them at adventurescents.com, adventure, SCENTS.com. So let's talk about this. Well, it's obviously a very unique way to add ambiance to a game session, you know? And as you saw, there's tons of different scents to choose from, 60 of them, in fact, to choose from, which is really good. But you can basically tailor that to whatever your gaming session is. I think that's a cool idea. Depending on which game you're playing, or whether you're doing role playing or not, or even just a normal board game, you can use these to sort of set that there. And I think that's a cool idea. They come in either those scent packs or the jars. Now the jars are the main ones you'll probably use most of the time. That's really designed to be sat in the middle of the table so that everyone can smell it that's sitting around the table. But they do offer those scent packs that I showed, and those are mostly for those lockets, but kind of cool. They have different options there. They also on their website show that they have some custom scents available if you want to have a custom one made. I think it starts at $100. But yeah, it's a cool idea. Now, I think the value's there because if you go and buy a candle, you're probably going to be spending about the same money, about 15 bucks for a decent sized candle. But those candles tend to, they don't last forever, and they burn out and they're done. And once you're done with the candle, your house will smell like that for a while. Where these, they don't burn, so they won't run out. From what I've been told, since I have just gotten them recently, that they've had them for 3 to 4 years and they still smell fine. So that's good too, that they're not going to wear out. And when you're done and you put the lid on, the house will not smell like that. Maybe you don't want it to. So that's a good thing too. And again, I think this is just a cool idea to, bring ambiance to your gaming sessions with a ton of different scents to try out at adventurescents.com. Upgrade your gaming experience with Game Toppers, and until the end of the year with the huge Christmas sale, get 15 to 20% off accessories, thematic mats, storage bags, and rail bundles while supplies last at GameToppersLLC.com.